And speaking of that, is what else? Of course, Evo 2021. Nothing much online edition. And speaking of fighting games, some of the games I was interested, popped in my head, is besides Smash Bros., which is a party brawler, it's King of Fighter 15. You gotta give props to SNK. They did really good, putting a lot of the requested characters in the game. So credit to Oda there, because the reason why the comparison between King of Fighter 14 and King of Fighter 15 is like night and day is that according to Oda, when they were developing 15, they kind of treated as this is going to be our final game, so we gotta go all out. So because if you know what happened with 14, at first the graphic didn't look good for what it is, to a point that the company had to disable likes and dislikes and comments. And then when the game launched, the online was bad, really, really bad. And then to a point that they had to do a major update just to fix the graphics. And they did say, yeah, because some of the people who work in the game are not very knowledgeable for making 3D games. And of course, I want to give credit to Megamix. I watched one of his What Happened with Capcom Revolution, that all-star Capcom game, but it was really horrible. It was Onu's idea. And apparently the people behind that, well, not that game, but before that, Capcom All-Star, were former SNK employees who lost their job because of SNK, filed for bankruptcy. And when they did develop this game, the reason why it looked so crappy, to a point that Capcom said, yeah, we're not gonna support this game, is the people behind it were not knowledgeable when it comes to 3D games. It is what it is, it sucks though. And then, of course, sadly, I did talk about it before, I'm gonna move back a bit. August of 2020 was the 10th anniversary of Neptunia, and they actually released some of the games so during that year, because it ended in August of 2021. And of course, sort of some of the game, due to the pandemic, they had to push it back. So the thing, another one that kind of made me disappointed with Idea Factory, like I said, it's one of my favorite company, as well with the Neptunia games, because they were willing to develop the game. Yeah, they're not as good as Final Fantasy, but to some extent, it's something, and I enjoy it personally, that's why. And when I heard both Neptunia Virtual Star and Neptunia Cross and Conquer will not have English dub, it really kind of disappointed me. And not just me, there's a lot of fans, but to some extent, the voice actress. So, I mean, you know, a lot of, I don't know some of the names, but so now they're not doing Neptunia. I mean, yeah, they have other gigs, but it would be nice to hear them once again in English voice. Like I said, hopefully sister versus sister, they will do it. That's what you kind of notice right now. They're not even mentioning, because they have other games that they announced. So going back to that one is, when I heard about Neptunia Virtual Star not having an English dub, they said due to the V2 license, so it was just too expensive. They said, whatever. A lot of people, including myself, suggest a paid English dub. And from what I understand, they did try to persuade Idea Factory Compile Hard, but then they said, nope, no can do. And this is a lot of Japanese. They're not going to willing to do that. So they said either take it or leave it. Tecmo Koei even admitted that. I did talk about that before. But apparently they had a survey for one of the Gus games, the sequel to Atir Sophia, I think, something like that, or Sofer something. And they did a survey that asked, do you want to hear them in English dub? And I say to that, of course, for me, I said yes, but the general answer really for the majority of people is, no shit, Sherlock, why not? Just saying that. Yeah, so of course, with Sen Kagura versus Neptunia, you know, credit to Xan Dragoon, and of course, she left now, she went to Namco Bandai. Rob Dizzle's doing the stream solo for the time being. I heard they're doing, like, they're gonna have some changes a bit in the long run, but that's beside the point. They said because Marvelous requested not to put English dub, and they did talk about that. There might be a rumor that has something to do with Funimation gatekeeping it due to the fact that it's a union. You have to use the voice actress, and that costs a lot of money, because in relation to this is My Hero Justice 1. The reason that game did not have an English dub is there were some deals that were talked, just it fell through. Probably Funimation really wanted a lot of money. Namco Bandai said, nope, well, we're not going to pay that much. But at least they went one up with the second game with the update, and they did put that with an English dub. So kudos to that one. So maybe, hopefully, with Sister vs. Sister, they're going to have an English dub, because in the case with Neptunia Virtual Star, that's done. They're not going to go back to it. And the game itself also is not that good. Even I like it, I enjoy it as a Neptunia fan, but you gotta give it real. It's one of their weaker games. Neptunia vs. Seren Kagura was actually much better, especially the Seren Kagura part, because those fans actually did enjoy it, so props to that one. And that was unfortunate that game did not have an English dub. I don't know why, but like I said, probably have something to do with Funimation. Bullshit, but it is there. Hopefully, Sister vs. Sister, so we just have to wait and see. And speaking of Idea Factory announcement, of course, I did watch the new Game Plus Expo. I'm gonna talk about it in a different video. That they did mention the game's gonna be releasing starting this summer all the way to end of 2022. They are publishing the Subdeck 2, which that's not their personal game. Why are they publishing it? Who knows? The first one was P-Cube. They probably didn't want to publish it, whatever. And then 2 Otami games. That's the thing. They have 2 Otami games. There's a new one that was already released in Japan like a year ago. And then another improvement of Amnesia. And any Otami game with their visual novel, they're not going to have English dub. It is what it is there. Because too much voice is there. So again, even so that they're willing to put English dub in some of their games, they're not that generous. Just saying that. I mean, I'm just gonna go one up. The Winking Cloud game, which is developed in the West, that's not even English dub whatsoever. There is one, believe it or not, Japanese sub, but that's it. But that's a different story there. Let's see what else. What happened for that year? Boy, there was a lot of things that happened, and I can't remember. Yeah, like I said, Advanced War. Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happened there. But yeah, that's a scary story there. Another one, basically, surprisingly, that I heard is, as of right now, by the time of this recording, Metroid Dread only sold 2.9 million. And if you've been following the Spawncast crew, they're trying to do 3 million, and they're just short of that 10 value. So hopefully by October 2022 that it will sell 3 million, but right now it doesn't look like it. So, but it still can, because even I'm planning to get in the long one, but not for $60, and that's the problem. Probably $60. So maybe if they do $50, maybe they'll have a chance, but we'll just have to wait and see. So who knows there? Of course, the big one during E3 2021 was the Switch Pro story. Oh boy, that was a funny one. Because somebody from Bloomberg, I think, said that he heard that there was going to be some story about a Switch Pro, and then a lot of the leaker basically kind of vouched for it. And I was just like, really? And when Nintendo finally said, you know that that's not true, we don't have any plan. So that was like, oh yeah, that's funny there. However, the interesting part is that in the latest, the fiscal year of 2022, apparently an investor asked, hey, you know, you're gonna do a new Switch Pro, and then they said nothing. To some extent, Furukawa said no comment, so it might be something. It might be something, because eventually they're probably gonna need to do it, because some of these YouTubers who are very Google Gaga, very, like, they worship the Switch, are starting to, well, complain. Nothing personal, because I was watching them, some of them, no, again, nothing personal. They're rubbing me the wrong way. They keep complaining when, oh, the game's not gonna come on the Switch, or it's gonna come in late, or it's not parodied, or blah, 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 this, blah, blah, that. And like, I don't understand, the Switch sells, but Why are you putting on the more powerful console? Yeah, you're right. Maybe it does make sense. But to some extent, maybe they want more power and the Switch just doesn't do it. Again. So you want everything to prioritize Switch before the other console. So that's going to probably lower the quality. Just saying. Unless if you guys want that, kudos. I mean, I don't really care. But it's just funny. A lot of the developers probably want to use the most powerful architect, the performance, than you doing on the Switch. Just saying that. Batman Gotham Knight got announced that's only be on the PC, Xbox Series X, and PlayStation 5. Yeah, the generation thing, whether you like it or not, it's gonna be stopping, and I get it too. But like I said, for me now, at least one of my bases covered. I have a Series X, so I'll just play it there. I mean, I can't do anything better because the problem right now is that you can't even get this new console. You can't even see them in the store because they're too shorted. They don't make a lot. And apparently the rumor is that by 2022, the second half, they might be starting to pump out, but that'll be a far-fetched because some say they're not. Again, I don't know. Hopefully in the long run, I'll eventually be able to get one, but if it's not, whatever. And then also announced in 2021 is Multiverses, and finally I'm able to get into the second closed beta, and I can see why. So I might give my impression I'm longer for this one. We'll just have to wait and see there. But I do enjoy the game. Is it a smash killer? Oh heck no. First of all, it's free to play. Come on. Second is, even so it's a party brawler, it does play differently than Smash Brothers. Just saying there. Much easier in my opinion, but we'll have to wait and see. And I just want to close with this one. There's a lot of things, but these are the one that's really on top of my head. The big one is, it's going to be a teaser. Is I went to, for whatever reason, to Colin's YouTube page, and I saw a video, him actually doing an interview with Mr. Plagiarist. Okay, granted, it's already done. 2018, 2019 is done, but I did sort of watch the video. I know, but with that, if you guys watch the video, then you probably can understand what I'm gonna say here. You gotta give him props, so at least owning up to a lot of this what happened. And that, yeah, he admitted it. He made a stupid mistake. He even said the video that he did, he screwed up. He wasn't a good idea, but he thought it was. Understandable to some extent because, believe it or not, some of what he said, I can sort of relate. Not the plagiarism, like no, but the concept of I thought this is what you're supposed to do, but it's not. To some extent, I was in that situation also, so I can understand a bit what he's trying to say there. But again, the end of the day is you're a bad guy because you plagiarized. He already told you that in college, and he even went to college, so it doesn't matter what major you go, they'll tell you plagiarizing is wrong. Plagiarism is wrong. In high school, yeah, they are wrong, but push comes to shove, some teachers, they're gonna slide because they just don't have the time. Yeah, and they don't take it seriously, which is unfortunate, but again, it is what it is. That's why at least in college, that's what they do. So, yeah, I actually give my thoughts about it on a different video, but again, I can see what some people say. Yeah, you kind of like feel sorry for him. But like I said, you plagiarized. That's the biggest mistake in the career. You should not do it. People tell you that in college, don't do it. And this is what happened. And it's showing what happened with the results. That'll be more on the different video then. So there you go. So I'm just saying, on the top of my head, that what happened at 2021, starting at E3, all the way to May of 2022. Yeah, it is what it is. Of course, definitely long because it's going to be one of the specials. So the other one's going to be just, it'll be a bit interesting because one is, believe it or not, I'm not even going to do a prediction for this year because again, there's no E3, and even so, there is most of the time, we'll just have to wait and see what it is. So, like, I really can't think of anything like what prediction. Maybe I could. We'll just have to wait and see. But of course, the other one is what do I want to see throughout out of this presentation. It'll be more of vague general rather than the big 2, big 3, whatever. So anyway, I digress. The summer event's starting eventually. So see you guys later.